Welcome players and parents to our virtual award ceremony. Congratulations on our season this year, 2019-2020. Great year, really young, but powerful. We're going to start with a little prayer. Lord, we thank you for all the blessings that you've bestowed upon us. We hope to continue to be worthy of your blessings. Everything we do, and we do in your name. Amen. And so back to our season. This was our first time playing Division V, and it was eye-opening. Some of the competition obviously was a lot better than we had anticipated due to the fact that it was new, but the kids really improved. I think we finished the year a top-tier Division V school. We advanced in the playoffs, and we went to the second round of North Coast. So first year D5, first year North Coast playoffs. And that was awesome. We were disappointed. I thought we did enough work to qualify for the state tournament, but unfortunately we didn't. So we ended our year, like I told our kids, 99% of the teams that participate finish with a loss. It doesn't mean your season is bad. It's just you lost your last game. And last year, the team that we beat in the state finals did the same thing. So we know that feeling. We know what it's like to win our last game, and we know what it's like to lose. We are young. I anticipate us being really powerful next year. And these guys that we're going to talk about are the main reason why I'm really confident that next year is really going to be good, or this year coming up is really going to be good. I do want to say something about our seniors before I get started with our team awards. Some of these guys were with me for 6 years. I started coaching them in 7th grade, so we played 7th and 8th grade basketball, junior high together. And then when they started as freshmen, I started as head coach here at Cornerstone. And these kids have amassed an incredible record in the 4 years of playing varsity basketball. I forgot what we won over 100 games in 4 years. And I think our losses, we've lost less than 20 or something. I'd have to go back and look at the books again, but we're somewhere around there, which is awesome. So these kids know, these seniors know a lot of success. It will be weird not having them on the court next year. I've really become reliant on the seniors, Maddie, Cade, Ezra, and Dom. They just I don't know. You just, as a coach, you can let guys go play, and they got me to a point where I can just let them go play. So we're going to start with our team awards, and I'm going to do the freshmen first. And the first freshman is David Brown, and he is a really good prospect. I think his basketball ability and talent is going to be phenomenal. He's a super athlete. Actually, he's kind of a funny kid too, and I really had a good time coaching him, and I look forward to this coming season with David. Our next freshman, and these guys, I call them the fantastic freshmen. Our next freshman is Carson Butler, who, as an 8th grader, participated with us at the St. Mary's team camp, and really just held his own and impressed us, impressed the coaches. Really just fit right in, jumped in the dorms, jumped on the floor, didn't know what plays to run, but he played hard, and he is really a heck of a player. Started a bunch of games this year, so the pressure as a sophomore will be more as a leader next year, and I know he can do it. But I'm really proud of his performance, his year, and he's got really I think he's going to have a breakout sophomore year. So Carson Butler, the second freshman. Sloke Such is another freshman who I think I might have started him in one game. I'm not sure, but he spent a lot of time on the floor on the varsity team. He also played on the junior high or JV team, and he got a lot of experience. Those guys racked up some wins. They were really competitive, but he showed that he's got a really good competitive spirit. His ability to understand and learn the plays quickly got him on the court faster than some of the other kids. His never quit attitude and just good personality makes him a really fun guy to be around. and a great teammate. So I'm really proud of him, and I look forward to coaching Sloak next year. Next freshman, Mark Tusabira, and he wouldn't tell me his last name because he didn't think I could pronounce Tusabira, which is funny to me. But this is, I call him, he's a baby monster, and he is a monster in the making. He will be an impact player probably as soon as next year. He's a really dynamic freshman. He's got a ton of athletic ability. His confidence started to come around, as I think you could see in the way he started to play toward the end of the year. I really think that this sophomore year will be a breakout year for a lot of these guys, but especially Mark, because once you got 1 year under your belt, you know the system. It's a lot easier now to focus on playing instead of how to play. And that, I think some of these freshmen were caught up on how we were playing, and that it becomes difficult to let your athletic ability come through when you're thinking about what to run and where to be. I think it'll be more natural next year. But I call him, he's a monster in the making. And I really look forward to Mark coming back and being a monster next year. Amir Wilson, I told him he is all the talent, but sometimes never there. He missed a ton of games. He missed a ton of practices. This kid was breaking into the starting lineup, and ran into some academic issues, which put him on the bench. So he struggled as a freshman. He is super, super skilled. His talent level was above that of most freshmen, and now it's a matter of him just taking care of business in the classroom. And we're going to help him get through that, and he's going to have an awesome second year as a sophomore, Amir Wilson. The next freshman is Josiah Wilson, not brothers. I love his attitude. He really started, he went up and down a little bit with his confidence, but once he really got his confidence, he played some big minutes for us and started, I want to say, a couple of games. He can really shoot the ball. We're working on, he's not a true point guard, but we're working on him handling the ball. I think he will be able to play a combo guard for us. And now that these guys have suffered through kind of a sophomore year and taken the bumps and bruises, I think they're going to dish him out more next year, and I really anticipate Josiah dishing him out. I make fun of him a lot. He's got a great sense of humor, and he actually gives it back, so he's actually kind of a funny kid too. So Josiah Wilson is one of our freshmen I'm really looking forward to coming back next year. Last year we had 2 super softs, and Taryn was the only returning sophomore. Tavion Thomason came in, but he didn't play as a freshman, so Taryn was the only returning sophomore, and his play was up and down. It was up and down, but he's a super, super talented kid, and he's actually a big 2 guard. His size would actually, at our level, put him in the post, but his tendencies and abilities are more of a 2 guard, so we let him play 2 and 3. But he's a big guard who can shoot it. When he wants to, he can defend, and he can actually rebound. My hope is next year he'll really want to rebound and defend, because he's going to be a junior, and the responsibility of leading some of these guys is going to fall on his shoulder. So I'm really looking forward to Taryn and his junior year next year. Our transfer from last year was Tavion Thomason. He came in as a sophomore, and he was an impact player right away. Started point guard. He sat out until the end of December, I believe. And once he came back, once he became eligible, we were really, really guard rich. I wish we were post rich, but we were really guard rich. And he had an immediate impact. He's one of our best shooters. He can really defend. He's a great on-ball defender, and his upbeat attitude, and he blends in with our style of play. We like to run and we like to press, and he's really athletic and he's strong build. So coming back next year as a junior, I'm really excited about Tavion Thomason. These next group of I have a group of kids who are going to get multiple awards, so I'm not going to announce them individually. But I'll start with our senior, and that's Dominic Waldecker, who this was his first year playing for me. He was a football player that I pulled up When he came in and practiced with us, he was so physical and so strong. I looked at the coaches and told him we got to find a role or place for him, and he found it. He was just he's a rebounder, and he would pass the ball. He learned the plays. Really smart kid, great attitude, and he was a positive influence on this year. Dominic Waldecker. So now we're going to go into our certificates. So these are our team awards. We're going to go into our certificates for our team awards. So for our team, our most improved player for the varsity 2019-2020 season is Mark Tusabira, freshman, who was really a surprise to all of the coaches. If you look at how he played at the beginning of the year and you look at how he finished, there is no doubt that the level at which he improved exceeded almost all the players on the court. It was one of the reasons why he was able to play in some of the games when some of the other freshmen weren't. It's because of, he grew so fast as a basketball player, and he's going to be super athletic. He's going to be I think a swing man for us in the future. So I look forward to his growth. But our most improved, Mark Tusabira. The next award is our most heart, and to me, it's the person that you can't describe what he does on the court, but almost everything he does is positive. And when you look at how he plays and how hard he plays and how hard he practices, the most heart is obviously Dominic Zuckerman, who is a coach's dream. This kid will run through a wall for you, and he'll guard anybody. He surprised us with some of the moves that he would do in games, and coaches, we look around and say, how did he even get that ball in the hoop? And we laugh because he's got a way he finds a way to get things done. But he only knows one way to play, and that is 100% hard. And I am truly going to miss him, but he is our most hard award winner, Dominic Zuckerman. Our most inspirational is someone who is there for the team. He's also there for the coaches. He maintains a level head when things get crazy, but he's also a player that gets out and he leads by example, and that's Matthew Broad. He's our most inspirational. He is a fantastic player. It seems like I've coached him since he was 12 years old, and I probably did, but he showed true leadership this year, and this was a weird year in a lot of ways, but he was dependable, and he was always there for the team and for the coaches. So most inspirational, Matthew Broad. Our next individual team award goes to our most valuable player. And this is someone who does everything. You can count on him. I think in his 4-year career on varsity, I'm trying to remember, he never missed a game. And if he did miss a practice, I can count it on one hand. And it was really difficult for him because you got to answer to me 24/7. Sometimes that's not the best place to be as a player or son, and so things can get spicy at home, or definitely spicy on the court. But he was very dependable. He led the state as a sophomore in blocks. I know he owns the records for shot blocks at Cornerstone. He's averaged, I think, 200 shot blocks a season. So he's been an incredible shot blocker. But this year he also turned into a real force offensively. His demeanor sometimes is super quiet. I used to push him to talk to the kids more. I told Mark, he reminds me of Ezra as well, because both of them are quiet, but they're both going to be, Mark will end up being a real dominant players. And I know I've had coaches this year tell me, we're really glad to see number 3 leave. And Ezra wore number 3. Ezra Hunter III is our most valuable player for 2019 and 2020 season. All right, now I have our league awards. And we're going to start the league awards with our second team. We have 2 second teams. Oh no, we have 1 honorable mention, 1 second team, 2 first teams, and then MVP. So our honorable mention all league, which honestly the way our kids dominated the league the last 2 years, or even 3, because the last time we lost a league game 2 years ago. We lost 1 league game, but our record in league is, I don't know, 30-2 or something over the last 3 years. These kids were all fantastic and all, just in my opinion, deserve to be first teamers. But our honorable mention, SSBL all league 2019-2020 goes to Dominic Zuckerman. And our next team award is for second team, and he got nicknamed Big Country by Coach Edwards, and he's announced, I actually love that nickname, and he's announced as Big Country. And our second team, SSBL All League 2019-2020 award winner is Matthew Broad. Now we have our first teamer, and the first teamer is a junior who plays like a senior sometimes, and sometimes like a freshman, but incredible player. And if I had hair, sometimes he would force me to pull my hair out. But he was a force from the day he stepped on campus as a player. He's remained a force, and I look forward to him being dynamic next year, super aggressive, and being dominant. And the first team all league goes, SSBO goes to Jacob Ebert, first team all league. Our next first team all leaguer is a player I nicknamed when he was in 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade. I was coaching him in junior high, and he actually almost gave me a heart attack, which is why he got the nickname Cardiac, which we shortened down to Cardi. He is the most impressive small player I have ever seen, and he doesn't know how to stop or quit. There is never die in him. He plays 100% fast, 100% of the time, which is kind of crazy because he will run into a wall. But he's an awesome kid that I'm truly going to miss, and he's had an awesome career. And at his size, being able to almost dunk shows you the amount of heart he has. It is absolutely incredible. And I told him this year, and I probably shouldn't have, I've coached basketball for a long time, more than a year. And I shared something with him during the season, and I'll share it now. I've coached a ton of kids, a ton of them. And excluding Ezra, obviously due to the blood relationship, this kid is my favorite player of all time. And it is truly sad to see him go. But I know that he's going to have a big future in football or whatever he's going to do, because he is just that guy. And our second first teamer is Cademan Minor. I'm going to miss this guy. And our league MVP, SSBL, is Ezra. And when he was a sophomore, we thought he was going to make first team, and he didn't. And last year he came out with a vengeance, and we were really dominant. And then this year was even better. I think the closest league game we had this year was probably 30 points, 32, and that was Rio Lindo, because even Hannah ended up being a 40-point game. But one of the things the Hannah coach said to me, which was really difficult team to play at times, because they play like us, but they play wilder, and if they're on, they can really make it difficult on you. But after the game, the Hannah coach came up and he told me, he goes, "There is not one player I've wanted to see leave more than your son." He made me laugh, and I understand. He goes, he has given us fits for 4 years, and this year he was unanimous, a coach's choice as a most valuable player for the SSBL 2019-2020 season. That's Ezra Hunter III. And that wraps up our awards for this year. I'll end by saying I believe our seniors, all of them, are going to do well in life. They come from really great backgrounds, and I think it's been coaching these guys have relit a fire in me that I thought died when I left my old coaching job, and I never thought I'd coach high school again. And these guys have made me see high school basketball for what it is again. It is the highest level of pure athletics you're going to find, and the hearts of our kids are pure, and our coaches. And this has been an incredible year for everyone, and I wish nothing but success to all of these guys, and I look forward to seeing them play in the future. Good luck, guys.